What's going on, internet? Standing out here in my front yard. We've got the crawler course here. And this forever mud pit situation. Alright, so let's check out the little crawler course first. This is the outdoor one. Obviously, it's real stone. And then we have the small scale foam crawler course that is inside at the moment, but it comes outside to party. But for our small outdoor crawler course, you can enter here by the bear, and then you're going to follow this path all the way around here, and then up and around. Now we've got some leaves blocking, so this is a high road and a low road. For the first pass, you come through the low road. This is all rocks underneath here. Gotta get out here and at least blow this. But there's an entire rocky passageway that goes down, and then you come around the top of the wellhead and across this way, and then you follow the high road back around there, and then back to the beginning and out. On event days, we'll probably have the mobile course in the same area as the stone course. Working on some stuff here. We're going to be continuing the rock wall all the way down here eventually. But for now, this is our starting point. We've got lots of branches down from the wind. I've got to clean these up before we start having people come over again. There's our first scale house in the beginning of our rock course here. We have our walking path here and our crawling course going this way. I've been cutting down trees. We've got a bunch of wood here. But under this bridge is the mud pit. Here's our first bridge. This is the sketchy bridge. Your truck's going to go that way. People are going to walk this way. You walk across this path. You can keep an eye on your crawler as it's going across the bridge out to the furthest point, and then you come back here. We're still on the walking trail. This is the spot where you come off the bridge and back onto the rocks. And you can see that this is where the rope lighting begins. The whole trail is illuminated, so we can crawl at night. What's going on, Ryan? One of the regular dudes that comes out and crawls here. Rock course continues this way, around and up, and we have the walking trail here. This is the first difficult obstacle here. These rocks are quite smooth, and if you don't have the right tire compound, you will be stuck. Very fun obstacle here. And then on the big rock, we have some lines painted out. And if you follow the lines, you're going to put yourself in a nice little side hill situation there. You're at the Walmart. What are you doing? Getting me gummy bears? Alright, so yeah. Hang lines around here. Try to side hill without falling over. And then we've got more slippery rocks for you to come down, and then you continue cross the trail here and go up that way. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, this phone is better than the last one. So yeah, we've got a short line of rocks here, and then you're going to try and go for this corner and then turn, because you're going to go straight across the trail and then join the rocks again over there. Walking path in the middle. Rope lighting continues. You see it going all the way down the hill. There's our rocks and our walking path. Lights. Rocks continue. And then we're on the second bridge. This is our second series of bridges here. Lots of fun. Very tight squeeze for an SEX6, but 10th scale and down work just fine on there. Here's the second half of this hanging bridge. And then this is a fun section here. You're going downhill on these angular 2x4s. Try and keep your wheels centered. If you don't, it tends to slip and then you'll be crooked going down there. Back onto the rocks. Walking path, rocks. We change up our hanging light type. These were actually donated by Ryan. Thank you for that, buddy. On that topic, here's one of Ryan's toys. Left out here by our sand pit as decoration. We are now at the top of the hill. Follow the rocks around the corner. There's some tree branches here I have to clean up. Stuff that fell from the wind. Walking path, rocks. Truck goes on the rocks, people on the path. Lots of branches down. So the trail continues here, around this tree. You can see where you came off there. And now we're back on the original path where the bridge is, but we're facing back this way. From here, you're going to bring your truck onto the rocks. And then you've got your choice of different lines to run. There's a really tricky one that goes down this way and back up and around. I'd say that's like medium. Right here through the middle, we've got a tunnel. That's your easy run. Highly recommend these two for the hard body situation where you don't want to flip down a 7-foot tall embankment. Which leads us to the two most challenging runs here. This is a flat wall up that starts at 61 degrees and goes up to 72 degrees. This ramp here mirrors that angle, but adds a side hill to it. Very fun. Very challenging. We've got a nice ridge here. A little wider on the flat line. So that way you can get those LCG rigs up and over without getting stuck. But this right here is a nice, hard, you get stuck line. Let's look down inside that tunnel. Nice and easy. That brings you out right here, and you can get back onto the trail. There's the other end of all those other runs. We also have some other stuff here. This is kind of a free-for-all. After you've finished the course, you end right here, and then you come back into the Brickyard. We'll get that in a moment. Circling around, we've got some of the houses that are finally starting to fall apart. These doll houses have been out here for a couple years now. Sprayed them with polyurethane and clear coat, all that stuff. Tried to make them last as long as they could. But they are finally falling apart and looking like a ghost town. Back to the rocks. So we've got our walking path, we've got our rocks, we've got our house. Pieces of house. All right, so right here we have a asphalt curb flipped over onto its flat side, and that is basically a balancing beam for your 10 scale truck. Over time, it has kind of warped, so it's got a little bit of a wiggle and a wave to it. Good luck to you on that one. After that, there's quite the angry pile of asphalt pieces. We've got some more branches here I have to clean up. But this is a nice little challenge. It has that sharp breakover. This section of concrete, someone dumped on the side of the road over by the state forest, and I brought it home. And I don't know, there's some anger stored up in this concrete because it's going to scratch your truck. Very sharp. We're back on top of the hill. That's where we went down last time. Back up here. There's the bridges that way. Continue to follow the walking path. We have a big boulder here. A nice natural incline. We're going to go down this. But this is also a good spot to bring your small scale trucks, your 124s, your 118s. This is a nice natural rock right there to challenge yourself on. For the 110 though, we're going to continue around through here. Trail starts back this way. Again, I got some mess to clean up. These little fencing pieces go here, so the trucks have to go down and around this corner and around that way. And there is our Addams family house, looking pretty rough. Gargoyles in the back. Oh, missing a whole chunk off the Addams family house. Alright, crawler course continues around this way. Oh no, our last bridge was blown away by the wind. Let's set that back up. That's kind of where that goes. I'll have to fix that a little bit better. The wind took it away. But yeah, so you're going to continue around these rocks, up and through the covered bridge. got some wind damage. I'll be out here fixing that in a little while. But yeah, you come out of the bridge and around the rocks here. This is our stairway to heaven that we're working on. Gonna start going into the trees. All right, here we go. This is the final stretch of the crawler course here. That's it, that's the end. That brings you right back to the starting point or into the brickyard. We have a staircase here. Pretty challenging. Try to drive up and around that way. There's a second tunnel that goes in a spiral there, up and around, that if you go in this tunnel and over to this end, you can loop around and come back on the outside. If you see, there's a little wall right there. When you go through, where's my finger? There. When you go through the first tunnel, there's this retaining wall. So you have to go all the way to the end, and then you can come back up and through this tunnel and onto the concrete mountain. So that's it. That's our crawler course. The fire barrel is going to get retired. There's not much barrel left. There we go. I'm out here cleaning up today, but we're going to have some weekend events coming up soon.